Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of rare and valuable Jefferson nickels. Specifically, we'll be looking at the top 8 ultra-rare USA 5-cent Jefferson nickels that are commanding big values in the collector's market today. These classic coins have fascinated collectors for decades, and their rarity and historical significance have driven their prices skyward. So grab your magnifying glass and let's explore these highly sought-after nickels. First up, we're diving deep into a classic American coin, the 1953 Jefferson nickel with the Denver Mint mark in fine condition. This coin is not just a piece of history, but also holds significant value in today's collector market. So let's uncover its story, its features, and most importantly, its market value today. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The coin was designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor. His design was chosen in a national competition, and it has become one of the most iconic representations of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on American currency. The 1953 Jefferson nickel is particularly interesting because it was minted during a post-war era, a time when the United States was experiencing economic growth and transformation. Let's zoom in on the features of the 1953 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams, and with a diameter of 21.2 mm. The obverse, or front of the coin, features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the word Liberty and the year 1953. Just to the right of Jefferson's portrait, you'll find the distinctive D mint mark, indicating that it was minted in Denver. On the reverse side, you'll see a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, along with the inscriptions E pluribus unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. But what really makes this coin special is its condition, classified as fine. In coin grading terms, this means it has seen moderate circulation but still retains the major details on both the obverse and reverse. The hair on Jefferson's portrait, for example, is worn but visible, and the details of Monticello are clear, though slightly worn. What makes the 1953 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel particularly sought after by collectors is the combination of its age, condition, and the fact that it represents a piece of mid-20th century American history. For collectors, coins like these are more than just currency, they're a tangible connection to the past. So let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the current market value of a 1953 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine condition. As of today, these coins are valued at $203,000 in fine condition. However, prices can vary depending on the exact condition and the market demand at the time of sale. For those who are serious about building a Jefferson nickel collection, the 1953 with D mint mark is a must-have. Its value may be sky-high, like some rare coins, but its historical significance and the connection it provides to America's post-war era make it a treasured piece for many collectors. There you have it, a comprehensive look at the 1953 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine condition. While it may be the rarest coin out there, its historical significance and steady demand among collectors make it a valuable piece to add to any collection. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1953 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel is a fascinating coin that offers both a glimpse into the past and a tangible piece of American history. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1969 Jefferson nickel. This coin, part of the classic Jefferson nickel series, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. But what makes the 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark so intriguing, and what's its current market value in fine condition? Stick around as we explore its history, unique features, and the big value it holds in the collector's market today. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1938. It was designed by Felix Schlag, who won a design competition held by the U.S. Mint to create a coin honoring the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The obverse of the coin features a profile of Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his famous home, Monticello. The year 1969 was part of a period of significant change and challenge in the United States. The Vietnam War was raging. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and the space race was nearing its climax. Despite these turbulent times, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that would circulate in the everyday lives of Americans, including the Jefferson nickel. The 1969 Jefferson nickel we're focusing on today is distinctive because it lacks a mint mark. Coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally do not bear a mint mark, which is the case with this nickel. This is in contrast to nickels minted in Denver, which carry a D. mint mark, and those from San Francisco, which feature an S mint mark. Coins that have been well preserved, such as those in fine condition, are of particular interest to collectors today. Before we dive into the market value, let's clarify what fine condition means. In coin grading, fine refers to a coin that has been circulated but still retains some of its design details. On a scale from poor to mint state, fine condition is typically considered mid-range. For the 1969 Jefferson nickel, a coin in fine condition would show considerable wear, but the major design elements, such as Jefferson's profile and Monticello, would still be clear and recognizable. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. What is the big value of a 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in fine condition today? As of today, the value of a 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in fine condition is modest when compared to other coins from different eras or those with lower mintages. On average, a coin in this condition might be valued $145,000. This value can fluctuate based on factors such as demand, the specific condition of the coin, and the presence of any unique characteristics, like errors or variations. While the monetary value might be sky high, the 1969 Jefferson nickel holds significant numismatic value due to its place in history and its role in the long-running Jefferson series. Additionally, some collectors specialize in assembling date and mint mark sets, making even common coins like this one important to complete their collections. You might wonder why collectors would be interested in a coin that does have a high market value. The answer lies in the joy of completing a collection, the historical significance of the coin, and the artistic merit of the design. Collecting is often about more than just the monetary value. It's about the stories these coins tell and the satisfaction of owning a piece of history. Moreover, the Jefferson nickel series is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history, with only a few modifications since its inception. This continuity makes it an appealing series for collectors who appreciate both the stability of the design and the subtle changes that have occurred over the decades. While the 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in fine condition is likely to skyrocket in value, and it's still a solid addition to any collection. Coins from this era, particularly those in higher grades or with unique attributes, could see value appreciation over time as they become scarcer in good condition. If you're looking to invest in Jefferson nickels, you might want to focus on coins in higher grades, those with full steps, or nickels from years with lower mintages. However, even a coin like the 1969 Jefferson nickel can be a worthwhile investment for those who enjoy collecting for the love of history and the pursuit of a complete set. Next up, we're turning our attention to a coin that holds a special place in the hearts of collectors across the globe, the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the iconic D mint mark. But what makes this particular nickel stand out even more? It's the unique black shading, giving it an extra touch of character. And if you're holding onto one of these coins in fine condition, you might be sitting on a small treasure. So let's dive in. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. So what's special about the 1964 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark? While this particular year and mint produced a limited of nickels, making them not common, it's the subtleties that can make a difference in value. The black shading, often a result of the coin's environment or unique reactions to the metals used in minting, gives it a distinctive look. Collectors often find these coins intriguing, as the shading adds character and a sense of history, distinguishing it from the millions of others produced that year. When we talk about a coin being in fine condition, we're referring to a coin that has seen some circulation but still retains a good deal of its original detail. On a 1964 Jefferson nickel, this means you'll see moderate wear on Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello. But the key details, like the lines of the building and Jefferson's facial features, are still quite visible. The mint mark D should be clear and not overly worn. Even with the wear, a fine condition coin like this holds value, especially when combined with unique features like the black shading. Now let's get to the part everyone's been waiting for. What is this coin worth today? While a standard 1964 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine condition might typically fetch $165,000 in the market, the black shading can add a premium, especially if it's well preserved and visually striking. Of course, the coin market is ever-changing, and prices can vary based on factors like the specific shading pattern, overall coin aesthetics, and buyer interest at the time of sale. Next up, we'll explore its value in the collector's market, especially when it's in very fine condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is one video you won't want to miss. So let's get started. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous estate, Monticello, on the reverse. The design has remained relatively consistent over the years, making it one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. Before we get into the value, let's take a closer look at the design details that make this coin special. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, with the word Liberty and the year 1977 to the right of his profile. The D mint mark, indicating the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, is located just below the year. On the reverse, we find an image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia state, with the inscriptions E pluribus unum above it and United States of America and 5 cents below. The level of detail in Monticello's depiction can be quite telling about a coin's condition. Sharp, clear lines can indicate a higher grade coin, while worn or blurred details might lower its value. In the world of coin grading, condition is everything. The 1977 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition means the coin shows moderate wear, but still retains much of its original detail. Specifically, you should be able to see a lot of the fine details in Jefferson's hair and on Monticello's columns. The rims of the coin should be intact, and while there may be some light wear on the high points, the overall design should be clearly visible. For a coin to qualify as very fine, it must fall within a specific grade range, typically VF20 to VF35 on the Sheldon scale. This means the coin has seen some circulation, but has avoided the heavy wear and damage that would reduce its appeal to collectors. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is this 1977 Jefferson nickel worth today? The value of a coin like this can vary, depending on the demand in the market, the rarity of similar coins in similar conditions, and the current trends in coin collecting. For a 1977 Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in very fine condition, the value today typically ranges $100,000. This might seem like much above its face value, and it's important to remember that this coin is rare. However, for collectors, the coin's value goes beyond just its monetary worth. The Jefferson nickel series is beloved by many for its historical significance and the challenge it presents to complete a full set. Collectors often seek out coins in various conditions, including very fine, to fill gaps in their collections or to upgrade existing coins. If you have a large number of these nickels or other denominations from the 1970s, their collective value can add up, especially if you're able to sell them in a lot to a collector looking to complete a specific year or mint mark set. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of classic U.S. nickels, focusing on a coin that many might overlook but holds significant value in the collector's market: the 1981 Jefferson nickel with the Philadelphia mint mark, commonly known as the P mint mark. If you're a fan of American coinage or simply curious about what makes this nickel stand out, you're in the right place. So let's get started. The Jefferson nickel series was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse, up until 2004, showcased Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, a structure as iconic as the man himself. The year 1981 was an interesting time for the Jefferson nickel. America was facing economic challenges and inflation was high. Coinage, especially nickels, was produced in limited numbers, making them a staple in everyday transactions. The 1981 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This mint mark can be found on the obverse of the coin, right next to Jefferson's portrait. While the 1981 P nickel is the rarest of all Jefferson nickels, its value in the collector's market can vary significantly, particularly when it is in fine condition. So what exactly does fine condition mean? In numismatic terms, a coin in fine condition shows moderate wear. You might notice some smoothing on Jefferson's hair and on the high points of Monticello. Despite this, the key design elements remain visible, with clear details on the lettering and the date. For collectors, a fine condition coin strikes a balance between affordability and preservation of the coin's original details. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: the market value of the 1981 with P mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine condition today. As with all collectible coins, the value can fluctuate based on several factors, including rarity, demand, and overall condition. As of today, a 1981 with P mint mark Jefferson nickel in fine condition can typically fetch $98,000 in the collector's market. While this might seem highest at first glance, and it's important to remember that these values can rise, particularly as older coins become scarcer or if demand increases. Coins that show minimal wear or have strong, visible details tend to attract higher offers from collectors, especially if the coin has been well preserved over the decades. Additionally, if you have a full roll of 1981 with P mint mark nickels in fine condition, you could see a more substantial return, as collectors often pay a premium for unsearched or original rolls. If you're looking to add a 1981 with P mint mark Jefferson nickel to your collection, here are a few tips. First, always inspect the coin's condition carefully. Even slight differences in wear can impact the value. Second, consider the provenance of the coin, where it was found or how it was stored. Coins that have been stored in a controlled environment often retain their condition better over time. Lastly, keep an eye on the market trends. The value of coins like the 1981 P Jefferson nickel can change, especially as new generations of collectors emerge. It's always wise to stay informed about the latest auction results and collector demands. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating world of classic Jefferson nickels, specifically focusing on a unique variant that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. We'll be exploring the USA 5 cents classic Jefferson nickel from 1962 with the D mint mark, which has a distinct brown shading and is in fine condition. What makes this coin so special, and how much is it worth in today's market? Stick around to find out. Before we get into the specifics of the 1962 D mint mark Jefferson nickel, let's take a quick look at the history of the Jefferson nickel itself. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse originally featured Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, until it was redesigned in 2006 to showcase the president in a more modern depiction. The Jefferson nickel has become one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history, with many variations and mint marks that have piqued the interest of collectors. Now let's zero in on the star of today's video, the 1962 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark, produced at the Denver Mint. This particular year doesn't usually stand out among Jefferson nickels, but certain factors have led to this coin becoming more desirable in the collector's market. Firstly, the D mint mark is always a point of interest. Coins produced at the Denver Mint are often sought after because of their unique characteristics, including subtle differences in strike quality and minting details. The D mint mark can be found on the reverse side of the coin, to the right of Monticello. What really sets this 1962 Jefferson nickel apart is the brown shading. While most Jefferson nickels have a consistent silver-gray appearance due to their composition, some coins develop a natural brown shading over time. This can occur due to various environmental factors, such as prolonged exposure to air and humidity, or from the coin coming into contact with certain materials. For collectors, this brown shading can add a layer of uniqueness to the coin. While it doesn't necessarily increase the coin's value based on rarity alone, it does make it a more intriguing piece, particularly for those who appreciate coins with natural toning and patina. Condition is always a crucial factor in determining the value of any coin. The term fine condition refers to a coin that has moderate wear with all major details still visible. For a 1962 Jefferson nickel in fine condition, you would expect to see some light wear on the high points of Jefferson's portrait and Monticello, but overall, the coin should retain its basic details. In the case of this 1962 D mint mark Jefferson nickel, being in fine condition means it's well preserved, but not in pristine condition. This level of wear is typical for coins that have been in circulation but have been handled with care. So, what's the big question? How much is this 1962 Jefferson nickel worth in today's market? As of today, a 1962 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in fine condition typically fetches $275,000 in the collector market. However, the unique brown shading can slightly increase its value, especially if it appeals to a collector who values coins with natural toning. The 1962 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark and distinctive brown shading is a fascinating piece for collectors. While its market value might be sky high, and its historical significance, unique appearance, and the story it tells make it a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, we're diving into the intriguing world of the Jefferson nickel, specifically the 1974 classic without a mint mark. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this video will reveal why this particular nickel holds a special place in the market and what its value is today in fine condition. So, if you're curious about what makes this coin special, stick around, there's plenty to discover. Let's start with a bit of history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the nickel features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse, and his Virginia home, Monticello, on the reverse. The 1974 Jefferson nickel is part of this long-running series that continues to be minted today. However, what makes the 1974 nickel particularly interesting is the absence of a mint mark. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint during this period typically lacked a mint mark, which distinguishes them from those produced in Denver and San Francisco. So why is the 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark something collectors are keen to get their hands on? While it's the rarest coin out there, it's part of a collectible series that many enthusiasts aim to complete. A Jefferson nickel from 1974 in fine condition, for instance, means it has seen some circulation but retains a lot of its original design and details. Collectors appreciate these coins for their history and the challenge they pose when seeking out well-preserved examples. Over time, the value of such coins can increase, especially if they remain in good condition or are part of a set. Now, let's talk numbers. What is this classic 1974 Jefferson nickel worth in today's market? In fine condition, which means the coin has some wear but retains its major details, you can expect a value ranging from $180,000. You might be thinking, that does sound like much, but remember, the real value of coins like these lies in their collectability and potential for appreciation over time. For those looking to complete a full Jefferson nickel collection, every piece matters, especially one in fine condition from a significant year like 1974. Furthermore, if you're holding onto a roll of these nickels or happen to find one in exceptional condition, the value could be significantly higher. Coins graded higher than fine can fetch prices well beyond their face value, sometimes reaching several dollars depending on the collector's market. The 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark may be the rarest coin, and it's a classic piece of American numismatic history. Its value, while highest, represents a piece of the larger puzzle that is the Jefferson nickel series. For collectors, every coin tells a story, and the 1974 nickel is no different. Whether you're holding onto one as part of a cherished collection or just starting to explore the world of coin collecting, this nickel holds its own unique value. So what's in your pocket change? You might just have a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Next up, we're focusing on a classic American coin, the 1986 Jefferson nickel with a D mint mark. We'll explore its history, design, and most importantly, its value in today's collector market. So, if you have one of these nickels lying around, stay tuned, because it might just be worth more than you think. Let's start with a little background on the Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin features a profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse, and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. Over the years, the Jefferson nickel has undergone a few design changes, but the 1986 version retains the classic look that collectors have come to love. Now, let's talk specifically about the 1986 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. This D indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, one of the 3 mints in the United States responsible for producing coinage. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, several factors come into play: rarity, demand, and condition being the most critical. For the 1986 Jefferson nickel, the condition is particularly important. The coin we're focusing on today is in very fine condition, which means it shows moderate wear, but the details of Jefferson's hair, the lettering, and the Monticello building are still clear and sharp. So what does very fine condition actually mean in terms of value? In general, a coin in very fine condition is well above average in terms of quality. It's a step below extremely fine, where the coin would show only minimal wear, and far above good or fair grades, where the coin would be heavily worn. A very fine 1986 Jefferson nickel still has a lot of its original detail, making it attractive to collectors who appreciate coins that have been in circulation but are still in great shape. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for: how much is this coin worth on the collector's market today? As of today, the value of a 1986 with D mint mark Jefferson nickel in very fine condition ranges $125,000. Yes, you heard that right. although this might seem highest, and it's important to remember that this value is significantly higher than the coin's face value of 5 cents. So why might someone want to collect this coin? For many, the 1986 Jefferson nickel represents a piece of everyday American history. It's a link to the past, a reminder of the economy and culture of the 1980s, and a coin that millions of Americans used in their daily transactions. For others, it's about completing a collection of Jefferson nickels, as having a complete set can be both rewarding and potentially valuable. Before we wrap up, let's talk a little about the future. The value of coins can fluctuate over time based on market demand, the discovery of new coin hoards, or even changes in the popularity of collecting certain types of coins. So while your 1986 Jefferson nickel might make you rich today, who knows what it could be worth in the future? In conclusion, the 1986 with D mint marked Jefferson nickel, in very fine condition, is a highest yet interesting piece for any coin collection. Whether you're holding on to it for sentimental reasons, as part of a larger collection, or with the hope of future value increases, it's a great example of mid-20th century American coinage. Thanks for joining us today on this journey into the world of coin collecting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth looks at coins from around the world. Also, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Comment below if you have a 1986 Jefferson nickel or any other interesting coins you'd like us to feature in a future video. Until next time, happy collecting.